Alright, so you might notice when we get in here, there's been a couple of changes. Notably where we are, because we're on the other side of the freaking map. The other side of the world, I should say. We're over here, because if you can recall, this is where we are. This is where those really powerful dragons... I swapped my gear. Most people don't have anything on right now, actually. The really powerful dragons are over here, and they make for a good grinding spot. So you can pretty much figure out what the heck I've been doing. Hopefully the volume's good. Should be. Apart from the fact that me and Akasha died. We died in each other's arms. So we've been spending some time on Dragon Mountain. Everyone is... Akasha's not naked, much as I desire that to be true, but no. Been spending some time here. Everyone's leveled up to about, looks like about 46 plus actually, 4652, 4650 for most of us. You're always naked. It's a true story. I did that for a while. So theoretically, this is generally when you play the game, you'll beat the game at about level 45 to 55, give or take, depending on how much extra encounters you get into. So we're basically set on levels for the rest of the game. We just have to worry about gear and whatnots. I've also forgotten exactly what we're doing, but we need to go to a place of rest. Also, Akasha, despite being unconscious, can stand straight. She makes for a great queen. We have also learned a lot of things. I was somewhat complacent about swapping out gear, but we have been learning new abilities and whatnot. Before I do anything else with gear, we need to go to an inn. Does Lindblum have an inn that I can actually use? Like, is it still intact? Do they still have an intact inn is basically what I'm getting at. I guess we could just check. You almost did that, you fell down though. Is that the part where you barfed all over the place? I heard that's a popular talking point. Whoa, don't phase through, Lindblum. Enter, Lindblum. Do we enter the castle when we're in an airship? I do not remember. I use the bed at the castle. I'm about to find out since we're at the castle, so. For science and things and stuff. This was from 2 weeks ago. Is it because you're always up until like 3 a.m. in the morning for no apparent reason? Can I sleep in bed? Sleep in other bed? Sleep in Moogle. I cannot use these beds. Let's just go to town, see if the inn is functioning. I imagine it is. I mean, it's an inn, and kind of important, and Lindblum is the major city in the game because Alexandria is dead. Alexandria is deaded. There is no Alexandria. I almost fainted once. We need to go to business district. I was moving weights and I was being an idiot about it. And I was using a hand cart, except it didn't, you know, outfit said hand cart to properly carry weights. And I started moving it. It got stuck on something, gave it a little bit of jerk, and then the weight slid. And the weight slid onto my hands, and it was not a very pleasant feeling. I made it into the kitchen, and I got a thing full of ice, and I sat down at the table, and then that was about as far as I made it. I don't think I actually got my hand into the ice at that point. You appear to still have it functioning in. Don't write something. Sleepy. This location is good because it's right in front of the air cab station. It's nice having a Moogle around. I just wish it were cheaper. 100 gil. I don't know how much cheaper I want it than 100 gil. More or less, Akasha. I'm pretty sure I almost passed out from the shock. I mean, I wasn't, like, it's not like it broke my bones. I just had something around 900 pounds of weight crush my finger against a metal bar, so it was not the most pleasant of encounters. Punt a Moogle. Don't punt the Moogles. What did the Moogles do to deserve being punted? Alright, if Akasha can do me a favor. Because I've forgotten how this next part of the game works. Does it matter how I set up my party? Or do I just pick people to do things as we go around? Specifically, we're at the part of the game where we have to split the party into 4, and I don't remember if I have to do that via the party selection menu, or if it just does it for me. Yeah, for the shrines. Have you ever gotten stitches while awake? I've never gotten stitches as far as I remember. I've broken my collarbone, and that's more or less the only medical injury that I've had, or injury that required medical attention. Apart from that, there's stuff wrong with me. My right wrist is garbage. Primarily probably because I crushed that at some point and just never did anything, but my right wrist is not very good. Why did I go this way? The airship's over here. Freaking... Why do we gotta park the airship in a logical place like the air dock? Also, don't forget where your airship is. Because it's really... Because it's really unfortunate if you leave it here and then forget you left it in Lindblum. Looks like it doesn't matter who you choose. Thank you very much, Kasha. What I should do, though, is go ahead and optimize everyone's equipment. I should actually go ahead and just... We'll make a quick stop at Daguarro and make sure we have the best stuff we can get right now. How close to this can I land? Not that close. The other time I've been even remotely close to fainting, I didn't faint, was due to heat exhaustion. Like severe heat exhaustion to the point where I was about to throw up in the garage. So that was pleasant. Apart from that, it's been, kind of boring, I suppose, if you want to call not getting heat exhaustion almost killing me boring, I suppose. We never made the black robe, did we? Or, we didn't make it last time, and I don't think I've made it since then. And we need stuff that I do not have, so pass on it. Basically heat stroke, but not quite. I was basically on the verge of that, I suppose. Alright, so we're gonna make sure we have one of everything. Even if it's something that's technically worse than what we have, I'm actually gonna get a bunch of these as well. Get 25 of those. Get a couple of those. What I could technically do is make sure everyone has a piece of equipment to themselves. That way everyone has, the best equipment we can possibly give them. But I think that'll do for now. Now I'm gonna go ahead, go to equip, go to optimize, and just... Akasha was actually naked, she wasn't wearing anything. Good job, Akasha. Hello, Keyman! I think I shouted hello very loudly, but hello. Your friend got shot in the heart with a nail. That's not something you really brag about. Really, you should be saying, why did you get shot in the heart with a nail? That would be my first question. What were you doing with a nail gun pointed at someone's chest. Step number 1 of nail gun usage. Do not point at chest. Do not point at other people's chests. Do not point at people in general. Unless there's zombies, you can point nail guns at the zombies. That's fine. I will be fighting with Quina. Great. Change party. Swap everybody. I wish we didn't have an odd number of people, so I don't have to do this extra character swap. Oops. Change party. Swap you in, because I think you're the only one that has it changed, and we're good now. Alright, so everyone has optimized gear. May or may not have optimized abilities, but we'll check those out later. Not a nail gun, a BB gun. Why did you have a nail in a BB gun? How did you even get a nail in a BB gun? Alright, so we have to go to the 4 locations. There's 2 on this continent. One of them should be down here somewhere. I do not recall exactly where. In fact, because I don't recall exactly where it is, I may have to refer to a map of some description. Unless it's right here. This must be it. I could spin the airship a little bit faster. Yeah, that's where it is. So where's the closest landing spot to there? Zombies have been making a lot of strides becoming more accepted. You ran out of BBs, so you put a nail in it. I can see potentially being shot with a nail in the future for you. Should probably never do that again. So we can't go in there. Do we have to visit them in order? Please don't be Cactuar. I really just don't like fighting Cactuar. We may have to visit them in order, so we'll go to the water area first. Hey, it's this thing. Thing with the weirdest neck formation in the world. Also, multiple people have the healer ability learned now. Ow. So technically we could have multiple healers if I want. If you don't know what healer does, it means if you hit someone, it heals them. It's fairly simple. We learned things, yay! Because I'm terribly concerned about learning abilities at this point. Get, there we go. Alright, let's go visit the water one first, because that was our first mentioned goal, since it's right next to where you come out of Ipsen. Which I believe to be right about here. There it is. Water Shrine. It's recommended you do any leveling before this, by the way. If you can't figure it out once you split the party up, you can't get them back until you're done, so... Where are you going next? High atop a fiery mountain. I believe that is northeast. BRB dinner. Suddenly dinner. Now that the men are gone. I don't think Akasha knows what girl talk is. It's gonna ask me every single time to fix the party, isn't it? Don't lock their arms. They have very specific family heritage. I always like, by the way, that you can go in the water with this, basically. Which I suppose makes sense because it's technically a boat that's been modified. Whoops. You can also run into mountains. There's the Eiffel tree. Stepdad tried to kill a chipmunk with a BB gun. BB gun wasn't used for like 10 or so years. The BB just kind of slid out of the barrel. I believe... no, we don't have a BB gun. We just have a slingshot. It's on this continent somewhere. I've forgotten specifically where it is, though. Sounds about par for the course, to be fair. It's this, isn't it? No? Or is it northwest? It might be northwest. Let's check that real quick. Because I know there's one northwest, one west, one northeast, and one southwest. I forgot the order, leave me alone. It's been a day since we did that. How am I supposed to remember these things? Oh, here we go. That most certainly looks like a fiery mountain. Who are we ditching off this time? I think it's Moomin and someone? No, it's Sarah and Vromny. It's gonna kill the engine if we get closer. Okay, we're gonna get closer. What? Behind a tornado. Is that the one in the south? That one must be the one in the south, because that's the windy one. Unless it's just windy to block me from going there. No. Hold on. Maybe. We'll check. It's not like it takes very long to get around in the airship anyway. And it should be right here-ish. I think I actually just passed it. Oh god, now I'm lost. Why did they make this continent a maze? There's this town. The town's there. Here we go. Can I just, like, fly in? Aha! Thought we might need to land, that's why I thought maybe it wasn't gonna be that one. My god, it's windy. Good god, man. Look at this clever pairing here. We got the really heavy guy in armor to go to the windy place. And have the really light guy in cloth follow him around. Moomin, what are you doing? Look at that teamwork. Are they gonna be okay? Probably not. There's your hint, by the way. What blue magic can Spectre use? None. Can use none. Actually, can use Nightmare, but that's not terribly useful. Really should teach him blue magic. Really should teach him. There's a couple things that are useful that he can have, most of them being healing skills. Most of which you can learn almost immediately, too. To space! Oh. Alright, so if we go over here, somewhere, I think it's this actually. When you get close to this temple, the screen starts shaking. The closer you are, the more it shakes. So, Mighty Guard, yeah, that's one of the ones you can... There's a heal and a support. Mighty Guard, and I think it's White Wind. I can never remember in this game. Do I need to fly into this? I can never remember. I can never remember anything, you might have noticed. Yeah, I need to fly into it. I don't know why I can land right there and walk into it, but whatever, game. Whatever floats your boat. Hello, Lucky Edge. We do have Lucky. Hooray! Their old saying in my tribe, leftovers good. Fair enough. You're sleepy? No, I'm sleepy. You're darkness. It's a trap. First stream you're watching in months. Hey, Nipgasm. Well, welcome to my stream. QuickTime events in my Final Fantasy? What is this bollocks? I actually do like these like individual scenes. Everyone's sleepy. Well, depends on what time it is. You're sleepy, Joe, too? I don't think you quite understood that. We almost flat like pancake. That's a saying right there. Paired with Lickitung. Flat like pancake. He cannot judge wind. No, wait, no. He's flat like beaver who cannot judge wind. That's how it goes, I think. I'm not entirely sure how that saying makes any sense, but flat like beaver who cannot judge wind. It's a trap. I called it. His place to put mirror. I will guard it. Not much of a chatter? Not a problem. Half of my chat is usually just lurkers, and then Akasha. The walkthrough suggests you equip Sleepy with feather boots. Probably should have done that. Oh, it's because auto float, isn't it? Hopefully we're right. Admiral Akbar trap. More or less. What is Terra? It's a planet. It's called Terra. What do you think it is? I used to know someone like that. His name was Romney. Gaia gear and or feather boots on Queen. Why Gaia gear? Elemental protection, possibly? I don't know what exactly Gaia gear has on it, but I just auto-optimized everyone, so no one probably has any of the useful equipment on. Which one of you will perish first? Ooh, pick me! What if I miss the target and kill you? It's alright, it's Hall. We don't need them anyway. Must try eating before we give up. I must try consuming this pile of flesh with multiple skulls on it. I don't know if you want to eat that. It's got claw fingers. Boosts and absorbs. Oh, okay. Well, it'd be silly to put feather boots and Gaia Gear at the same time, then, wouldn't it? Because then you're just nullifying the effect of the other chunk of gear. I suppose there is an and over there, but whatever. You know what I mean. Now we get to do 4 boss fights in a row. He has no blue magic that would be of any use whatsoever. So, punch it. I'm not gonna steal from these. I don't actually think there's anything you ever want here. He might have some stuff to steal, but I'd never bother. Especially since your parties are split in such a terrible manner where both of your white mages are together. He's kind of a Nito, except he has no black, like, coat going, and he has a flesh legs or something going on there. I don't think Nito had any flesh, he was just a pile of bones that wore like a cloak. Also, there's very little chance that he's gonna kill us because we're like 10 levels above what we should be. There you go. Dead. Rip. The hardest one, I think, is probably that one, and then the white mage fight. Because, you know, white mages. All done. There's a question I need to ask you. Have you done it with Sleepy? Wow, do you love her? I suppose she is somewhat of a child. Dun dun dun! Hey, it's the airship. Time to avoid that question. She's playing hard to catch, I see. Isn't Shimmering Island the last Disc 3 thing? What motivates you to do this? I do everything for Akasha. I do everything for Akasha to find out what Kuja is after, or I don't know. Aww. RNG, you're supposed to pick its Akasha, darn it. Pandemonium is last on Disc 3 according to walkthrough. Pandemonium a boss or an area? Now we can reform our party. And we're probably going to end up taking the party that I use the most towards the end of the game, which is me, Moomin, Hall, and Akasha, because it gives us a black mage, a white mage, a thief, and a brute physical attacker, which basically covers everything. And I think Shimmering Isle's over here. I may have to check with the dude man, but I think it's over here. Yeah. It's an area? Okay. Welcome to Shimmering Isle, the land of shiny ice.